watching movies and jamming out. K-Flix 198.4 Fiction Radio.
Welcome back to 198.4 Fiction Radio, everyone, and have we got a hot show for you today. I'm your host, Sean Coney, and with me is my co-host, Dustin Weiskopf. Dustin, are you ready to talk about Pop Star Never Stop Stopping?
I'm ready to never stop stopping talking about Pop Star.
It's impossible to stop talking about Pop Star once we start talking about Pop Star.
I think that's partly because The Lonely Island, the folks behind this movie, have an amazing career full of comedy and music.
And their names are Andy Samberg, Akiva Schaffer, and Jorma Taccone.
If you didn't know.
If you're new to The Lonely Island, that is their real identities.
If you're new to The Lonely Island, it's honestly amazing that you're here listening to our podcast. So congrats.
Also true.
And
Yes.
welcome.
Yes, thank you.
We love you
Thank you
anyway.
so much for doing it. Yeah, we greatly appreciate it. Now, this movie is based around a group of friends, a group of childhood friends who form a rap group, and then one of them gets insanely successful, goes out on their own, has a very successful first album, sells 4 million copies, but then the second album is not good at all, and they fall from grace.
That's right, they do. And their lead man, Connor for real,
Yes.
picks up where they left off and starts his own solo career. And that's kind of where we are at the start of this movie. We've got one other member of the Style Boys, Owen,
played by Jorma Taccone, who is still with Connor for real as his DJ.
while the other two members, their former DJ, went off to become a fisherman or something, I believe.
He went off to stab dolphins.
To stab, that's right. He went off to stab dolphins. What a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And the third member, not the DJ, Lawrence, played by Akiva, has begun a life as a farmer at the start of this film.
Unfortunately, this movie did not do great at the box office, which is a damn shame because it's absolutely fantastic and so hilarious and insane and amazing ways. It was made on a $20 million budget and it only took in $9 million, which again is just a travesty.
They don't let you make too many more like that. Thankfully, these guys have been very, very, very successful in other ways, and especially in the TV world. But it is kind of astounding how poorly this film did, given these guys came up with some real touchstones in SNL history for sure, and comedy history of the early 2000s. I'm on a Boat, the Natalie Portman rap. These are things we all know, and we know so well.
Yeah, absolutely. Viral hit after viral hit after viral hit. They are largely responsible for the success of YouTube in the early days.
That's very true. Yeah.
Lazy Sunday helped catapult YouTube to the success that YouTube has right now. It wasn't solely responsible for it, but it was part of a small handful of videos that took the website by storm in the very early days of it.
So in a way, Jimmy Fallon gave us YouTube, because Jimmy Fallon is the one who introduced Lorne Michaels to these three guys.
Oh, well, I hadn't thought about that. I will say, though, that the album did pretty well considering that the movie did not do so hot at the box office. It hit number 69 on the top 200 charts for Billboard. It hit 6 on the rap charts, which is crazy.
Pretty incredible.
It hit 3rd on the soundtrack, and then it went to number 1 on the comedy albums, which is pretty awesome.
Yes, it should have.
And I have the 2-disc vinyl of the soundtrack.
Oh, look at that, with the Style Boys on the cover.
Oh, yeah. I got the Style Boys cover. There were at least 2 other covers. I know that there was a Conquest, which was Connor's second album, and Thriller also, which was Connor's first solo album. Those were cover options as well, but I went with the Style Boys.
That's very nice. You're going to go ahead and pop a pic of that on our gram for the people to see?
Absolutely, absolutely. It also comes with this cool Aqua Spin presents Connor for real booklet, and it has all of the information of the songs and stuff like that, and it has this fucking great Tony pulled out in there.
You missed one Tony there, Sean.
That's true.
There are 4
yes.
Tonys in this incarnation of the group.
Yes, in this photograph there are 4 Tonys.
They did a really good job of photoshopping Tim Meadows into that.
Anytime the Tony joke comes up, it kills me every time. Every mention of it, it makes me so happy. It's such a funny and stupid joke. I love that joke.
It's one of those things also that, and this happens all the time with Tim Meadows, but it's one of those things where I can't imagine anyone else delivering it at all, let alone as well as he does. It's a joke made for Tim Meadows.
That's so true. I mean, they utilize Tim Meadows so well in this movie. It is just pinpoint accuracy for the way to use Tim Meadows in your comedy project.
Absolutely. And what an underrated comedic performer that guy is. I mean, I know he still shows up in quite a bit of stuff, but I feel like, and maybe it's because he's so good as, a character actor, but I just always feel like he hasn't gotten his due recognition.
I totally agree with that. I am always thrilled when he shows up in something. He's always making me laugh. I'm a giant Tim Meadows fan. The guy can do no wrong in my mind.
No one delivers a line that is absolute insane nonsense and makes you feel like an idiot better than Tim Meadows.
Tim Meadows has a great blooper in the gag reel where they're watching Hunter the Hungry on stage, and he says something like, "The kids, they love him," and then everybody just starts laughing. It's so funny. Like I'm not doing it justice because I don't have Tim Meadows' voice, but man, it's so funny.
Wow, look at the kids. They love him.
So in addition to Tim Meadows, we got, these are SNL alumni. So we get some good former SNL cast members appearing on this. We get Maya Rudolph. We get
Sarah Silverman. She's a former Saturday Night Live
Sarah
cast
Silverman.
member.
Yes. Yeah. If only briefly. Yes.
Bill Hader is so funny as the guitar tech.
Oh, Bill Hader is so funny as the guitar tech. And also, I don't know if you picked up on this, but there's never a guitar being used.
No. No, there isn't. No.
He's the guitar tech for a performer that does not use guitars, as far as I can tell. But he's always, I mean, every time they show him, he is specifically pushing around a cart of guitars or dropping guitars.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's no guitar player as far as I saw.
That's so funny. I had not realized that, but that's really funny observation. But there's no shortage of cameos in this movie. I mean, it's not just SNL alumni. It's massive musicians in this thing. We got Mariah Carey, Nas, 50 Cent, Snoop Dogg, Ringo Starr. The list is long for this movie.
Usher makes a couple of appearances, both in interview form and in the actual story of the film.
Yeah, I would argue Usher has the most arc of any of the guest celebrities because he has a thing he genuinely wants to do and then pays that off at the end of the movie.
That's absolutely true. Yeah. The only other one that comes close is Seal, perhaps.
Sure, we just don't get the payoff to the lawsuit.
How do you think I got these scars was I can't believe they got him to say that.
Fucking wolves. I can't believe they got so many people to say so many things that they said in this movie. It's pretty outstanding.
Yeah. So apparently the story goes with Mariah Carey that they didn't even have to work to get her.
Yes.
An agent who had just signed with her contacted Akiva and was like, "Hey, I represent my Mariah Carey now, and do you think you could use her in your movie?" And apparently she just showed up and it was a great sport.
I'm pretty sure Akiva was already talking to the agent about other artists, and he suggested Mariah Carey to him from that talk.
That's true. Yes. He in the interview I saw, he didn't go into what other artists he was hoping to get.
Yeah, I also did not get any information like that.
But yeah, it's a real who's who in these interviews, and I think those work so well to solidify this, to ground it, I should say, in the documentary world. Some of the things that happen in it are so crazy that it could take you out of even a mockumentary style film, but it plays so well because they're being talked about as if they exist here in our real universe.
Oh yeah, it definitely helps ground it. They're very smart in the things that they do because they take real life instances to parody, and that also helps ground it. Like when Connor puts all of his music on Aquaspin devices is similar to U2 putting their album on everybody's iPhone.
Yeah, what an annoying thing that was. And they pay it off really well with the instant public reaction to that.
People just destroying their toaster ovens.
I mean, I guess somebody had to do it, and U2 did it in our world, but just the idea of something that downloads without your permission, it never goes well.
No, it's not the right way to do it. I remember the first time that I heard about this movie was when The Lonely Island came back and did Finest Girl as a Saturday Night Live digital short. And then they put members of Saturday Night Live cast at that time, like Vanessa Bayer, Jay Farrow, Fred Armisen, and Beck Bennett in the music video, so it didn't seem so odd. But that sort of confused me when I saw it for the first time because it was presented as a Connor for Real song, not as a Lonely Island song. So I was a little confused when I first saw it. But
You were like, who the heck is this Connor for Real guy?
right, yeah. I don't know, but that looks like Andy Samberg to me. And this sounds like Lonely Island, but you're telling me it's this Connor for Real guy. And I'm not sure what's going on here.
Finest girl I ever met in my whole life. Wanna take her home, make her my wife. Knew she was a freak when she started talking. She said, fuck me like we fucked Bin Laden. Ooh, oh, that girl was a freak. She said she wanted me to fuck her harder than the military. Fuck Bin Laden. Fuck Bin Laden.
But in another sense, we were probably just happy to have another Lonely Island short on SNL because when those guys left, it was noticeable. It was noticeable. For sure, the first time they tried to do a music video without them, it was like, wow, these guys are A-tier producers.
Yeah.
I'm genuinely surprised they haven't produced real artists, for a lack of a better term. If I had to generalize the Lonely Island to one sort of thing, I guess it would be listing stuff. I would say listing funny things is at the heart of many, if not most, of their songs. Sometimes used to amazing effect. Other times, you're like, this is an album track. I don't think this would have been an SNL sketch. Other times they pop above the water and you get I'm on a Boat or Lazy Sunday, and it just becomes a viral sensation. I mean, some of the earliest viral sensations.
It's interesting because if they wouldn't have been an early hit on YouTube, would they have continued down the digital short path? Because that one was such a big hit on the internet that Steve Higgins and other people at SNL were telling them to do more of those.
We're immediately in their corner. Yeah, because SNL famously pretty competitive place behind the scenes.
Very. There was something interesting that had completely passed me by in Our Reality, and I did not know that Andy Samberg went on to The Voice and performed I'm So Humble with Adam Levine as Connor for Real in Our Reality. I did not know that happened.
Interesting. I didn't know that either. It sounds like they were really trying to do some breaking the fourth wall type marketing with the Connor for Real thing, even if it sounds like it may have confused some of us.
Sure. Well, I mean, after I saw the digital short, I then knew that a movie was coming out and put the pieces together. I didn't remain a confused person, but...
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Right, yes.
You didn't scream out in terror. What is happening?
Did he change his name? What is going on?
Speaking of real hip-hop songs, the Hunter the Hungry is Gonna Eat track that Chris Redd performs in this. What a song that is. That, I feel like, is them breaking out of even their style of comedy rap and kind of doing a real hip-hop song.
That song goes so incredibly hard. It's really impressive, honestly, how different that song is from basically any other song that they've done before.
Stomping through the forest like a retarded Tyrannosaurus. Hunter eating beefcakes in the back of Ford Taurus. Fuck a course, fuck my mom, fuck your dad, fuck this song.
Seriously, though, fuck this song. I can't stand it, man. Fuck this song, yo.
I think both Hunter the Hungry tracks are pretty great, in all honesty. Hey Ya Ho is also very fun, and it goes hard, but it's not as punch you in the face with its beat. It's slightly softer, but lyrically is still very assaulting.
Rock hard bass, disregard everything, anything, anyone, everyone got a gun. So you don't have to tell me shit. Rip out my dick and take a shit. Think I'm not an alien? Fuck you, Trey. I just took a shit.
Yeah, absolutely. And man, Chris Redd, what a force he turned out to be. I didn't see this film until just this past year. I slept on it for way too long. Man, it goes so hard. And he goes so hard as Hunter the Hungry. He was never like my favorite cast member on SNL because he's just kind of, his live game was what it was. And I just didn't know he could have this energy as a performer. And I want to see Chris Redden lots more stuff now.
He's so incredibly good in this movie. The psychotic nature and energy that he brings to this character is so good. After the prank on Connor and he's confessing and then taking it back and then confessing and taking it back is so unhinged and crazy. I love it so much.
Two Banditos is also a fun track with the both of them.
Two Banditos is in a soundtrack full of insanely silly songs. This one is probably the silliest for me, and
sure,
it combines the essence of Connor for Real and Hunter the Hungry in a perfect Venn diagram. It's so good the way that it'll go from like the cute little kittens to Hunter being like, shut the fuck up. Or like Connor just going off on some bullshit about fucking bald eagles and he's like, bring it back to the chorus.
Banditos eat a lot of burritos while we're fucking bald eagles.
Hey, man, let's go back to the chorus, dude.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're two cute little kittens. Yeah, we're two cute little kittens. Yeah, we're two cute little kittens. Shut the fuck up.
Thank you.
Yes.
It's so good. I love it. It's so good. Two Banditos. That's one of my favorite songs for sure.
I mean, that's the stuff that really got me because, in some sense, I guess I knew a little bit what to expect, it being a Lonely Island movie, because I've seen their follow-up, not a movie, but what they call it, a visual poem, The Bash Brothers.
Oh,
I'd seen that several years before I actually got around to Popstar, and I love that too. I thought that was so well done, and I have an inkling that was a conscious reaction to this movie not doing well. They went, okay, fine, we're going to do something a lot cheaper. We're going to release it on Netflix, I believe. And it was that weird in-between runtime. It's like less than an hour.
Yeah, I think it's like 30 minutes long.
I just wish that was about a in-universe performer so we could talk about it more on this show, because what a thing it was.
Oh, yeah. I was super addicted to that for probably 3 months after it came out. I was so into that. Another one of my favorite songs on this soundtrack, though, is a bonus track called Fuck Off. I'm a huge fan of that one. I think it's super funny. It has such a stupid ending for how harsh the song is that absolutely cracks me up so hard every time I hear it.
To each other.
Yeah, it's a good little zing at the end.
And the deleted scene for that song features Mark Evan Jackson from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, so that's pretty cool too.
Oh, Kevin Costner himself.
Yep.
I haven't seen that clip. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, you can watch that on YouTube for sure. Another thing that I think is pretty cool is Ashley Wednesday is like a romantic version of Mona Lisa. I don't know how many people catch on to that when they're watching it, because it's not super apparent in the movie. It becomes super apparent when you listen to the songs, because not all of the Ashley Wednesday song is featured in the film.
Mona Lisa, you're an overrated piece of shit. With your terrible style and your dead sharp eyes and a smirk like you're hiding a dick. What the fuck is this?
All right, so now here comes Ashley Wednesday, the song that Seal sings.
Ashley Wednesday, beautiful chick with impeccable style and spectacular eyes. When we met, both of our souls.
See?
So the implication here is Connor couldn't be bothered to write an original song to propose to Ashley Wednesday, and he just retooled Mona Lisa for Seal to sing. That's fantastic. I did not catch that at all.
I really only caught it when I was listening to the songs individually.
I have to imagine that is not laziness on their part. That's
on purpose.
That's 100% intentional. That's such a good joke.
Yeah, it's really, really funny.
So the soundtrack to this movie, to me, it fits the film so well, but it also, I get the sense that this could have just been a fourth Lonely Island album before they decided to turn this into a full-fledged film that they have always wanted to make.
Yes, that's fair. I do have a little bit of insight from the interviews that I watched for this, and they had the idea for the movie, and they just started writing a bunch of songs with jokes that they thought were funny, but as they got further down the line into the process, they realized that songs would benefit by fitting the tone and what was happening in the particular scenes, so they would repurpose the songs to fit better.
Sure, that makes sense. Yeah, like the lead track, I'm So Humble, feels like it was, crafted just for Connor for real, just for to fit his mentality at that moment.
Bar none, I am the most humblest. Number one at the top of the humble list. My apple crumble is by far the most crumblest, but I act like it tastes bad at a humbleness.
But yeah, others like I'm a Weirdo, just like it fits right in with the older Lonely Island stuff, like We Like Sports or something in that world.
Use a banana as a telephone. Use a banana as a telephone. Use a banana as a telephone. Spoon in my ear because my brain's made of gelatine.
Do you have a favorite song on the soundtrack, Dustin?
So I don't know. Maybe this makes me a basic bitch, but I'm So Humble and Finest Girl are both up there. They're both. I would call those the singles from this soundtrack, but they're both so good. Finest Girl, I am just genuinely impressed with their ability to take something like the killing of Bin Laden and make it such an earwormy bop.
I still can't say that I see the appeal, but she wanted me to fuck her like we fucked Bin Laden. Oh, this girl insisted that the way we did it was merciless and exact, just like the now world famous attack that fucked Osama Bin Laden.
I will certainly say that's probably the one I've listened to the most.
Fair enough.
Where does your ear take you?
Oh, my absolute favorite song, no questions asked, is Rock Roll Skate. It has maybe my favorite chorus in music history.
Rock, roll, skate, eat a bag of shit. Rock, roll, skate, eat a motherfucking dick. You're a motherfucking titty sucking two ball bitch with a popcorn pussy and a full-on dick. Stop boys in the house and we give some fuck. So whip out your nuts and shut the fuck up.
Man, I love that. It's so good.
What these guys do so well is ride that line between like really intricate wordplay, like in I'm So Humble. Every line is a joke on that theme, and then just coming into a song like that where they're like, "Eat a bag of shit." Does that work? Sure. Yeah, that's fine. Keep it going.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. So whip out your nuts and shut the fuck up is so funny to me. It's so funny. I love that song. I love it. That's my favorite one. I can't get enough of it. Another really cool thing that they do in the soundtrack is they bring back things that worked very well for them in their Saturday Night Live days, like another song with Akon.
Should I move?
Should I move, y'all?
Tell me, should I buy this new place?
Should I buy it?
Should I move, y'all?
With my money.
It'd be nice to have some more space.
Or another song with Michael Bolton.
Incredible thoughts, incredible mind. Too many great ideas inside. It's a miracle my head can contain them. My spectacular brain.
Oh yeah, they seem to be pretty good friends with Michael Bolton at this point.
And, this is the craziest thing. I didn't realize that those are their two most successful YouTube videos.
Oh really? The I Just Had Sex and
Jack Sparrow.
And Jack Sparrow. More than I'm on a Boat. I'm on a Boat was such a just omnipresent thing.
Well, allow me to tell you that I Just Had Sex has 345 million views.
Whew.
And Jack Sparrow featuring Michael Bolton has 239 million views. That is the number one and the number two on their channel.
I mean, I'm not entirely surprised.
No.
Michael Bolton, we're going to need you to focus up. The first time I heard that line, I died.
Oh my! I rewatched that video for the first time in a number of years yesterday, and I was crying laughing. It is still so funny.
So good, and they really got some stuff out of him
Oh yeah.
with the different performances. The Scarface, he goes for it. He just fucking goes for
They
it.
put him in an Aaron Brockovich costume.
I would love to think Michael Bolton's just super cool, but like, I'm gonna guess whoever he had for an agent at the time was just making the right calls and getting him in with the right people.
Yes.
It is interesting, though. Speaking of, Michael Bolton is on one of these songs, and they have a couple songs where real life musicians appear, but this is the most Lonely Island themselves, Lonely Island album there is, because all their previous albums had so many guest stars. Almost every track had a guest performer.
That's fair. Well, I think that's a product of them being on Saturday Night Live at the time and them needing to feature the musical artist or host of that given week.
And having the luxury of doing that. I mean,
Oh, sure. Yes.
it's what worked so well.
Yeah, I guess it was more of a luxury than it is a, hey, man, you have to put Natalie Portman in this rap song.
Right.
Now, before we lose total sight of everything, I want to propose a question for you, Dustin. So we've talked about Weird Al being the lead singer for Hammerleg. We do not hear any music for Hammerleg.
We don't.
What do you suppose Hammerleg sounds like?
Ooh. Just based on the name, Hammerleg sounds sludgy, sludge metal. Something with like a sort of sound to the vocals.
Sure.
Is what I thought initially. I mean, it's hard to say knowing that Weird Al appears in the film as the singer.
We do get to see the band, at least, like dressed up in their outfits and things like that,
That's true, and they don't look like a metal act at all, really. But based on the name, that was what I was thinking. What were you picturing?
I don't know why. I think it's the jacket and the headband that Weird Al is wearing, but it just screams to me that they probably sound like Rammstein.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Or, like a tech rock band, like an industrial rock band.
Tech rock, yeah, that would be a good direction, or that would be a good genre for a name like Hammerleg.
Right.
Where do you think they got Hammerleg? Do you think it was Hammerhead, and they went from there?
Yeah, they knew a friend of theirs was a surfer, and he got his leg bitten off by a hammerhead shark, so they just went with Hammerleg.
Yeah, there's a few fake bands mentioned by name in the film.
Yes.
I don't know if you have a list of that.
I don't. I know Emma Stone's character. I can't remember what her character name is.
Oh yeah, with the song "Turn Up the Beef."
Turn up the beat. Throw your body on the flame. Let your meat release. Juices dripping down like rain.
In my mind, she's the Lady Gaga character.
Yes.
I feel like that's very apparent. She's the Lady Gaga stand-in.
Claudia Cantrell was her fictional musician name. Claudia Cantrell.
Claudia Cantrell, yeah.
So if all of these acts, I guess there are at least 5 that we've talked about on this podcast. If all 5 of them were actual musicians in our reality, would you listen to any? And which ones would they be?
Oh, I would give them all a shot. I think I would be most into Hunter the Hungry because, like we said, Hunter the Hungry is the most like real music sounding artist in my mind in this movie. That's the thing that made me go, why didn't these guys ever really produce hip hop? Because they could.
Sure.
They totally could. So definitely would check out Hunter the Hungry. But I'd give the Style Boys a shot too. I would, it's hard to say because like if I'm in the universe, is it still funny?
I don't see a world where you release those songs and they're not funny to somebody.
It is a bit of a conundrum because you have to have some of that fourth wall up for us, the audience of the movie, to think it's as funny as we do.
Right. But like, if that song just existed by an artist in our world, I would still find the songs to be humorous. The song of I'm So Humble is a very funny song. It's a bop, but it's also very funny.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So it's a Hunter the Hungry vote for you. You would lean with Hunter.
I mean, if I'm picking one, I would listen to all of them. But if I'm picking one, yeah, I think Hunter the Hungry would be the most in my wheelhouse.
Nice. That's fair. I'm a fan of both songs, so I mean I would definitely check out Hunter out. But for me, it's all about the Style Boys.
It's all about those Style Boys. That's why you got them on the cover.
That's why I bought the Style Boys vinyl cover. I'm a Style Boy for life. The way that Connor says Kia in Karate Guy, I can't get enough of that.
I like to kick it. I'm a karate guy.
Sick Glenda has an amazing beat. Me Likey That is so good. I love the donkey roll. I frequently just do the donkey roll while I'm walking down the street if it comes on my shuffle.
You just do the donkey roll.
I just do the donkey roll. I just donkey roll down the street. It's great. And all of those songs are under a minute and a half, but they're just so fun and peppy, and they have so much energy and life to them, along with being hilarious. I don't know. I'm a big Style Boys guy.
I get it, and it's totally believable that they were the sensation that they were in that universe.
The thing about Sick Glenda, though, because in the movie, when they are in the barn and they're doing the first verse of Sick Glenda, and then Connor takes the phone call outside while Lawrence and Owen are trying to figure out the second verse, but they keep singing the third verse. Connor comes back in and gives them the second verse, but we only get the first verse on the record.
What a ripoff.
And I want the next two verses of that song. So, come on, boys. Give me Sick Glenda, the full version. I want it.
Yeah, it is interesting. All the Style Boys songs are so short. I wonder if they did like write those last in a way to fit into the movie, because it seems like there's a lot less extra stuff with those.
Well, the Style Boys are not the focus of the movie, so it's mostly used in flashback stuff for the most part. So it makes sense that they focused on making the Connor songs full songs and then the Style Boys songs shorter.
They also knew that they were going to release the Connor songs in our real world and have them chart on all those different charts that you mentioned at the top of the episode.
Ain't that the truth?
Well, Sean?
Well, Dustin?
Do you think it's about time these two banditos say adios?
Yeah, I think it's time we go get some burritos.
Ooh, sounds good.
Two banditos eating burritos.
Thanks, everyone, for joining us and talking about Pop Star Never Stop, Never Stopping.
And join us next time on 198.4 K-Flix Fiction Radio.
Watching movies, jamming